You're right, George. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, no, because Leon comes out and says millionaire, and then George comes out and says you're welcome. That's some Connor stuff right there. He just basically he's like, yo, I'm getting you paid.
Yep.
We've known that this fight should have been done a long time ago. They should have done this after that 2-piece Minnesota came up.
Oh yeah.
But they said it. They said it separately, both in the COVID hit, and it became just a weird situation for everyone. But look, now we're here. We're gonna see this fight, and I believe that if Leon beats him, like, you can't deny the guy his title shot. You just got. I don't care how it goes. I don't care if he survives, for the whole 3 rounds or whatever it is. You just got to give him his title shot after this, because George had just fought for the title against Usman. He lost, but he had also fought before that against the title, and then he lost that one as well. I mean, he's fought guys that have fought for the title. It's just like, come on, man, what are we doing? I think this is where a lot of people have a hard time with what the UFC does when they're the ones that they make their own rankings. They pick and choose who they want to fight for the title. And majority of the time, it makes sense.
It works out.
I would say, yeah. It makes sense. It works out. It makes sense. I would say 98, 99% of the time, it makes sense. I understand for the business model. I get what they're doing. But in this situation, you have a guy like Leon. He's won 9 or 10 in a row now.
10 in a row, I think.
Yeah, I'm like, it's getting to that John Fitch stage where I think John Fitch had won like 11 or 12 in a row.
But that's part of the problem with him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put this out there the easiest way. Like, MMA math does not compute all the time. But let's take a look at a fight between Jorge Masvidal and Nate Diaz. And let's take a look at the damage that was done and how that fight ended. And then let's take a look at a fight between Nate Diaz and Leon Edwards. And let's take a look at what happened in that fight and the way that fight ended. That's a big factor here. That's a huge factor here, because Leon has something to prove. Although he's 10-0, he's got things to prove. He's got to prove to the fans that he's that guy. All right. Yeah. He's already got a loss against Usman. Now, it happened a long time ago, but Usman handled him and was not the fighter that he is now. Now, I'm not saying that Leon Edwards is the same fighter. He's a better fighter today. But look, he's got to start finishing fights. He's got to start putting guys on their heels and putting them away. And he couldn't do that to Diaz. And in the 5th round, he was in trouble. He was on his heels. He was in a bad way and could have been finished in that fight. And so this fight against Masvidal will say everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to come down to whether, I don't even think he needs to get a finish. He just needs to beat him. That's it. Like, when you're fighting the best guys, the top guys.
Against Masvidal, but he needs to be impressive in the way he does it. He needs to be impressive.
I don't know.
He needs to be impressive.
I understand where you're coming from. I do. But it's hard to continue on this onslaught of him winning and winning and winning, and you're fighting some of the top guys, and you just keep beating them. His last loss was to Usman. It's like, okay, what are we doing here? Let's get him up there. Yeah. And I get it. And George just fought for the title, and so he's fought 2 times for the title in the amount of time that it's taken Leon Edwards to get 1 title shot. And I'm a Masvidal fan, man. Die hard. He's an OG. I've always been a big fan of his. And so I understand, but I want to see Leon get to that title shot.
Look, did you see the fight that Jorge Masvidal had against Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
Did you see what he was doing in that fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
did you see the fight that Leon Edwards had against Nate Diaz?
Yeah.
There's your difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I get what you're saying. I do.
That's it.
I mean, that's the thing.
I'm not putting him down in any way. He just has to. He's got to go. He's got to put it out there. He's got to go after it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're going to see it. Yeah. I guess we're going to find out.
100% agree. Okay.